What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be talking about my experience with day trading and what made me really want to get into it. So let's get it. Alright, you guys, welcome back to the video. And before I really dive in, I just want to give you guys a little history of how it was before I really got into day trading. So whenever I got into day trading, it was around Corona time, right? Everybody was losing their jobs, the world was shutting down. It was a really big time where a lot of people were like really struggling with finance and really understanding what they were gonna do, being stuck in the house and all that type of stuff, right? For me, I was working at CC's Pizza before then. So I was working there for 4 years, and basically I wasn't sure what I was gonna do, if I was gonna go to college, but I knew that I wanted to do something to help people and to be able to start impacting people. And so like before trading, I was like, okay, I want to become a counselor. I want to look at being able to, you know, talk people through stuff, help them through their tough times, whatever that really looks like. And then I learned as time went on that I was like, that's not really something I want to do. During the Corona time though, I was sitting there and I was thinking like, man, what else could I be doing? Because I done lost my job. So like job security wasn't a thing during that time, right? Because everybody was losing it. And it really made me think. I'm like, okay, so I've been working at this job for 4 years. I get a call talking about, hey, you know, we're gonna be closing down, so everybody's losing their job. And all I know is just working, right? I've always been a person that likes to grind. I work overtime, I work late night shifts, I work the early morning shifts, and I was a manager as well. So I was always opening, I was always closing. I was like, okay, so I'm a manager. I have all this knowledge, right? Because clearly for you to be a manager, you have to have a lot. And then after the 4 years, y'all still let me go. So it was really big for me. You know, I started thinking about what other ways could I be making money that aren't depending on someone else. And me working a job, I didn't realize how dependent I was of working hours, how dependent I was of being able to have that overtime to get the raise, to be able to be in a position where I could just start making money. And all I knew was just working. I didn't really think about entrepreneurship. I didn't think about any other ways of making money. It was just CC's at that time. Once I got let go from there, I was like, all right, well, cool. And then, you know, time went on, they started opening stuff back up, and I was like, all right, well, let me go work at Walmart. And so I went to go work at Walmart because everybody needs a store, right? And so you're thinking like, okay, this is one of those jobs where nothing's gonna go out of business or like that's gonna close down or whatever. This is a secure job. So I just go there, I start working there for a little bit, and then after a little while, they let me go. And they're like, yeah, we just hired you as a temporary. So then they had me stuck again. And I was like, okay, well, like, the stores are still open. Why are y'all hiring me as a temporary? Like, don't you need people? People need jobs now to be able to maintain their lifestyle, to be able to pay bills and stuff like that. So when they had let me go, I was like, man, what do I do now? Because now I'm just stuck. The same day that I got let go, my aunt had called me. She was like, hey, there's this thing called Forex. I know you like to grind, I know you like to hustle, and so I want you to check it out. And so I went over there, she was telling me about it, and that whole side of my family was really getting into it. And I know that they wouldn't steer me wrong. So they was really telling me like, hey, this is something that you could be able to start making money from, start learning about investing, start learning about stocks, things like that. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, I don't know too much about that, but if it's gonna make me money, then why not? Later on, as the time went on, I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I'm starting to learn it a little bit, I'm starting to do some stuff with them, starting to do my own research. I was a part of this other program where they were telling me, you know, you had mentors really helping you out, doing live calls and helping you make money as you're learning, all that type of thing. And I'm like, all right, cool. My only thing is I didn't really like the concept of having to pay for a course and then having to pay a monthly after that unless you got 2 people to bring them in. I didn't really stay there for too long because they were basically just running my pockets without me realizing it. I realized I can't market this to someone because I don't even know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to be trying to sell it to somebody and be like, hey, you should start, you know, this program. And then I don't even know what I'm doing and I haven't made any money yet. So it's just a really easy way for them to be making money, and I wasn't really with that. So I left there and I was really just trying to study on my own, really trying to get it on my own. And I was like looking for other mentors, right? And personally, I advise everyone to find a mentor, especially if they're doing something that you want to do, whether that's real estate, if that's investing, if that's, you know, drop shipping, any type of entrepreneurial thing, just go with a mentor because they'll be able to teach you from experience and they'll be able to teach you their knowledge of what they already know. So I didn't stay there for too long and I started learning on my own. Like I said, I got another mentor. He started teaching me some things. He took me under his wing, showing me some different indicators, showing me some different ways of looking at the markets and how to become profitable off of it. And then I took that knowledge, and by then that was probably about like 2 or 3 years in. And I was like, all right, cool. So I started becoming more profitable. I started doing my own thing. And from there, I started really understanding the concept. I was still learning, and I'm always learning about day trading because there's so many things to learn about that it's like, it can be overwhelming sometimes, to be honest. But you know, it's a part of the skill, and there's so much to learn about it, and I love it though. So whenever I started becoming more profitable, I was like, well, now I really want to teach other people. I want to still be able to be the impact. Even though I didn't want to do counseling, I still wanted to impact people. So that'd be financially in this case. And I was like, let me just create a course where I can teach people about what I've learned in my 4 years of experience. And so from my experience of doing the other programs, I've understood the importance of making sure your students felt looked at, that they're learning, that they're able to feel like you have a mentor, not just someone that you bought a course from. And understanding that you have a person that you can actually go to for any questions that you have, as well as being able to start making money while you're learning. And so for me, I'm really big on that. Whenever I start seeing people that are interested, people that want to get the course, or people that want to be a part of something bigger, I'm always like, hey, you know, let's do it together. I've been in your position before. It seems like it could be a little iffy. It seems like it could be like a scam. But when you start understanding it's a real thing and that you can actually withdraw money from it, then it becomes a whole different world. So then I created a business, and I've been having that for a couple years now. And now I just really scale that. You know, I take that to the next level, and my goal is that I want to be able to impact people to be able to start learning trading. That way they can start becoming more profitable and start understanding what they're looking at, understand what they're trading, understand what it looks like to be profitable, how to manage money, all those types of things. And so now, for me going through my process of, you know, different programs and building with my family, and then understanding jobs, that job security isn't always forever, no matter how much you know, then it really got me into trading, because I'm like, this is something I can do on my own. This is something I can be able to control, right? I can be able to control my own money, control my own time, and whatever that looks like. And so it's really beneficial for me because I have a very entrepreneurial mindset where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get money regardless, right? I'm gonna find a way to create more money. And if you're like that too and you're not already in this, I would definitely advise getting into it, because it's such a powerful tool you can't like ever get rid of. Like once you learn the skill, that skill is just with you. It's like playing basketball, it's like playing football. Like you just suddenly know how to throw a football, you know how to shoot a basketball. Like when you just learn that skill, you're like, man, I just have it, you know, I just have it in me. And like, you can't really take that out. That's one thing I genuinely loved about trading, is that it's a skill you just can't take away. Once you have it, you have it. And once you start learning more about it, then you start understanding how to be more profitable with it. And so then you start being more in control of your emotions, you start being more in control of your discipline, you start being more in control of how much you're making and what that really looks like for you. It's a really simple story. You know, I started out of the job, went through Corona, and then that taught me that job security isn't forever. And then I went to another job. I was hired as a temporary. They let me go. And then I come back and I'm like, okay, let me go to Forex trading and let me stick with that. Let me learn that, because that is going to be something that sticks with me forever. So I stick with that. I have little jobs in between. And then even then I would stay there for a little bit and I would leave. I would stay there for a little bit and I leave. But all that money I'm just investing into me, but I'm also investing into Forex, and I'm also investing into different stocks and cryptos and things like that. If it's something that you want to get into as a side hustle, that's perfectly fine too, because you can be able to have a job and trade, because like I said, you're creating your own hours. So if you want to trade after work, you want to trade before work, whatever that really looks like for you, that's the beauty about trading as well, so you can be able to do it whenever you desire to. And so yeah, so that's my story right there. That's how I really got into day trading. I love doing it. It has its ups and downs. You know, I can't say I'm a perfect trader. I have my times where I blow my accounts. I have my times where I flip my accounts, and all the in between. But it's a part of the journey. And so if that's something that you really want to be a part of, that you want to grow in learning what Forex is, I would definitely advise it. Other than that, y'all, like the video and share with someone who really wants to get into day trading. That way they can also see what it looks like to go from the beginning all the way to where I'm at right now. And so that being said though, I will catch y'all in the next video. Gone.